If you want to progress faster in New World Aeternum, you want to earn more gold, make more progress towards that 725 gear score, or just generally have more fun when playing the game, whether you are a brand new or returning player to New World Aeternum, this guide is going to be for the top 10 mistakes holding you back in New World Aeternum. If you enjoyed the video, please drop me a like and subscribe down below, and without further ado, let's jump into it. So first and foremost, it's going to be throwing away your excess music sheets, furniture schematics, and recipes. Now, with the New World Aeternum update, it actually added a feature where you can turn all of these into XP for the respective skill. This is going to be particularly beneficial when you are going towards both the furnishing and the music skills, as these are harder to level up. But it can also be really good with the cooking, as well as it's going to require less materials, and you can also use this method to get yourself up to the next aptitude level once you have completed the 250 first levels as well. So this is going to be useful completely throughout your entire playtime here in New World Aeternum. Now, there is some prerequisites to this. You do need to be level 25 in music in order to start it, and I believe that it is level 25 or level 50 in both cooking and for furnishing as well. But what you can do is go onto the respective bench. So for music, this is of course the engineering workshop. Scroll down to the research section here and click on this musician's research project. You can do this the same again with the cooking recipes and the furniture schematics as well. And what you'll do is go in here, you'll press on the one that you want, and you can see there that it gives you 350 XP. Now, whilst that doesn't seem like an awful lot, as you can see, it does add up fairly quickly, and getting 700 for 2 right there is about a full level at 128. This is particularly good to get your hands on some of these higher level music buffs, which otherwise are quite annoying to unlock, particularly if you're not that good at the music like I'm not. You can see here at level 100 you will unlock the Fortune's Favour, which will actually increase yield when gathering. This is really good to have and doesn't take that long if you have got some extra music notes laying about. Additionally to this, you can get one that gets you increased luck when gathering at level 150 and increased XP for non-fishing gathering trade skills at 205. So again, you can work towards more and more of those aptitude trade skills. So this is really good. You can use it, like I say, for the music, the cooking and the furnishing. Definitely don't miss out on this. Don't be throwing those old ones away. I see a lot of you doing that, so stop doing it. Make sure you make the most of it and use it to get your XP. Now, this next one here is essentially going to be not claiming your daily free money. And yes, you heard that one right. This is free money that you are going to get daily. So, first things first, regular expeditions. You can do 3 of these random daily. And it says here that it's going to give you 125 coins, but it's actually lying to you. The tooltip is wrong, and it actually gives you 750 coins when you complete this. Plus, if you go in as a tank or a healer, you'll get 250 coins on top of that. So, you're going to be making either 750 or 1,000 per random regular expedition you do. Now, of course, these can be the lower level ones, and I think that is sort of the point, but they are pretty quick to get through, and they can be a very easy way to make a cheeky bit of money. Can be anywhere up to 3 grand off that 3 times per day. Then you've got your mutated dungeons. These ones have 2 daily bonuses, and again, they say 150 coins, but it's actually 1,000, and again, you'll get the 250 for the roll bonus if you are a tank or a healer, so it could be 1250 for a run. This, of course, doesn't include any of the repeatable quests that you choose to do, and any of the drops and regular gold drops that you'll get in there. Further to this, of course, you know what's coming next. It's going to be the faction missions. These are free and easy to do, and the first 3 faction missions you do per day are going to get you 10x the gold. So, of course, if you're doing the expeditions and you do an expedition alongside having a faction quest for that expedition, you're going to get loads of gold coming in from lots of different sources, and it is literally just free gold, so make sure you are doing that every single day. It's going to be hugely beneficial to you, even if you feel like you don't need it now. If you're a newer player and you maybe haven't seen some of the endgame stuff, you're always going to want to have as much gold as possible, so definitely max these out daily. The next one here is going to be when you are gathering, max out the respective attributes. So strength is for your mining, dexterity is for skinning, intelligence is for harvesting, focus is for fishing, and constitution is for logging. At the very bare minimum, respecking for 50 gold in order to get all of the buffs relating to that given trade skill, if you are going to specifically be gathering something, is hugely beneficial. You don't want to miss out on that. You'll definitely make more than 50 gold back. Now, like I've mentioned in a recent video, you've also got things like your trophies, you've got your area buffs. So if we go, let's say, for example, here to Windswood, you can see your area buffs. You've of course got your gathering sets, your potions, your proficiency boosters, you've got your song like I just mentioned there. You've also got your tools and bag perks. All of that is fully covered in a video up on the channel if you do want to check it out in a bit more depth. But essentially, make sure that you're making the most of your gathering when you're doing that as well. The next thing here that's going to be holding you back if you miss out on it is going to be your daily Cutlass keys cooldowns. Now, this is brand new to New World Aeternum, and what essentially it is going down here and grabbing these gold cursed epic crates. These cost 35 mystic doubloons per crate, and you can get up to 3 per day. But these can actually give you 725 gear, albeit it is quite rare, but at the very least they are going to give you some gear that you can salvage down for potential gold and scraps, or they're going to give you materials, so it's useful either way. You can also do the rare crates. Comments section have told me that these can also drop 725, but at a much lower rate than the epic crate, and the epic crate is already at a very low drop rate, so it's up to you. If you decide that's worth it, you can do that one as well. You can also get the resource crates, certainly get the green one. This materials that it drops, so the timber, the iron ore, the coarse leather and the linen, actually are the most expensive in the game because they are the most contested, and you're going to need them for pretty much every section of the refining, so definitely grab those daily. Also, you want to make sure you're grabbing your gypsum orbs every single day, and some of the other stuff weekly here as well, like the oak flesh balms, the proficiency potions, the honing stones, and also the gemstone dust. All of this stuff you want to get, and of course when you save up and get the enough to actually have these 1500 or 1800 ones with the gold coast coconuts, those are great as well, but that's not a daily cooldown. You just want to work towards those, which we'll get back to in a moment. So then, speaking of the golden coconut, what you do is once per week you go into the PvP area of Cutlass Keys, which is going to be the area just in the bottom left that you can see in this blue outline here. You go inside here and you're looking for a stockpile, a doubloon stockpile. It looks like a chest and it takes a while to loot. First one of those that you loot per week usually gives you the gold curse coconut. If you don't get it first time, just try a couple more. You should get it fairly quickly, and that can't be lost even if you die in there, so don't worry about doing that and dying afterwards. You will keep your gold curse coconut, so you definitely want to get that one. And on the same vein as that is the golden key. So when you go into the well, there's actually a glittering golden key. This one costs you 5 mystic doubloons to craft it, and you can only craft these once per week. But what you can do with these is go over towards the PvP zone, but not actually inside it. And where this blue outline is, you will see some grey pillars holding up the barrier. Alongside these grey pillars, there will be boxes that you can open, the chests, when you have the glittering golden key in your inventory. And it will award you with 500 mystic doubloons. So again, super worthwhile. 100x is what you put in for the 5 it costs you to craft. So certainly make sure you're doing that every single week. Next then, we're looking at your weekly activities, and that is going to be your raids and your elite trials. So obviously raids, we're looking at the Hive of the Gorgons. At least try and kill 1 boss per week for the drops that you can get for it. If you can do all 3, that's even better, but I know a lot of fresh start players will probably be a little bit behind on the gear score with that just for now. It should catch up in the next couple of weeks, and if you're on a legacy server or you're watching this at a later date than when it's initially posted, make sure you're getting this done at least once a week. And it's going to be the same over here with the Trial of the Devourer or the Sandworm boss fight, because as you can see there is a weekly and of course a daily reward, but albeit this is slightly less good. The weekly reward is the one where you can get the 725 drops. So that's why you want to try and get both of these done at least once a week. And as I say with Gorgons, if you are earlier on in your progression, try and get at least the first boss done once per week there as well, because it is going to give you the materials that you need to be crafting those higher level 725 gear. Next thing then is trophies. I know we briefly mentioned it in the gathering one, but getting these up ASAP is an absolute must. You want all 3 of your houses up as soon as you possibly can. Remember with this that the first house you buy gives you a 9,000 coin discount, so it means even if you get the top level one, it's only going to cost you 11,000 coins, which is a big decrease on the 20,000. Means also you can get a tier 2 house for just 1,000 coins, so it's super worthwhile doing. Then the other ones just get 2 5k houses until you can afford more expensive ones. You need to get all your trophies going as soon as possible. You want to make sure you've got down the correct combat trophies for whatever it is that you're doing. So corrupted, maybe it's ancient, maybe it's beast. If you're going to be doing the Hive of the Gorgons, certainly make sure you've got the beast trophies down. And you'll see here I've got the mining gathering ones here on the fresh start servers as well. And you want to upgrade these as soon as you can also. So once you've got them, you want to start upgrading them from the tier 2s to tier 3s and the tier 4s, because that is going to give you bigger increases. And then of course eventually the ultimate trophies as well. Just as a side note with this, the trophy that you can see in the 6th slot down here is because I've got the season trophy in here. This doesn't take up a slot, that's why it's a little bit different, and you've got 6 here. don't worry, it's not something you're missing out on. It just means you can place the season trophy in a house with already 5 trophies down. So if you haven't done that as well, make sure you're placing that one. You're going to get extra buffs. But yeah, you need to be getting these placed down and upgraded ASAP, especially if you're on fresh start servers, because they are going to be a massive, massive benefit, and a lot of players miss out on this. Now, when you get your refining skills up to 200 and 250 respectively, you're going to unlock daily crafts. Firstly, the glittering ebony, or the equivalent version on each refining station. This, you can do 10 of these once per day, and that's of course without bonuses, so if you've got the set on, you may get a few more, or if you get lucky, you might get additional ones. Then you can do prismatic at 250, and again, these are 10 per day by base value. The reason you want to make sure you're doing these ASAP and doing them every single day is because you're going to need much more than you think you will need to actually craft some of the endgame stuff. Or even if you're not going to be a crafter, there is going to be players who want to buy this stuff to do the crafting. So you're either going to make money off it, or you're going to be able to craft from it. It's super, super worthwhile, and you want to make sure that you are doing this every time you get the reset down, as soon as you've got up to the required level to do so. So as you can see here on the fresh start, I'm a little bit of a way off this, but I'm going to be working towards it because I have got some of my other ones unlocked, like my Asmodeum and things. So I want to get towards all of these ASAP and get crafting them to make sure I don't miss out on those daily cooldowns. The next thing here is going to be planning your build. And what I mean by this is planning out what you want to use in terms of armor, so which pieces you want to have, is in which category you want to be in, light, medium or heavy, and which one is going to be which. So the build I'm running for light right now is light helmet, medium chest plate, light gloves, light leg wear and light boots. Now the reason I say this is because in New World Aeternum, more than ever, we have a loot bias system whereby you are more likely to get drops for the equivalent pieces. So I'm more likely to get medium chest plate and light everything else with the stats that I've got on, with the attributes I've got on, so intelligence or strength or constitution, depending what I've got on that slot and what I've put into my attributes as the highest level attribute. Of course, you can get some stuff that isn't in this sort of scope, but the majority of the loot you are going to get is going to be based off that. Now, the reason that it's worth planning this out then is because as you get higher tier gear and higher gear score items, you are going to want to make sure that they are correct for your build so you can actually equip them, and you're going to save yourself a lot of time and effort from going back to having to actually farm back up to this gear score if you do get this a little bit wrong. Of course, you can change, you can have multiple gear sets like you can see here. You can have a few of these on the go as well, so you can change this up a little bit, but at least planning out your main set or your main couple of sets that you're going to use is going to save you a lot of time and effort in the long run, especially in New World Aeternum, like I say there, because of the loot bias. And because it takes so much longer to get yourself up to 725 than previous iterations of the max gear score that we've had, it's much, much, much more worthwhile planning ahead to save yourself that time. Alright then, finally here is going to be looking at the season pass and the journeys and all that kind of stuff, all of these things right here, because the season pass, even if you just have the free version, has a ton of good rewards in, really, really useful stuff that's going to massively help you in progression, especially if you're on the fresh start servers. Like I said, it's got lots of things there that you can struggle to get early on, so you're really going to want to have this as soon as possible. Best way to do this, of course, is through the journey. And like you saw there, once you actually get the threshold in Chapter 4, you'll get this here, which is the trophy for the season, which gives you 5% bonus to all season XP gained during the season from the point you put it down. So this is really, really good to have. You want to get this up and going ASAP. You'll also get from the challenges section some cool titles that are specific to that season as well, which is a nice feature. And of course, like I say here, the rewards, depending whether you've just got the free track or the Battle Pass premium version as well. As you can see, I've got both, and there's a ton of rewards to get on here. The main way you're going to get this, other than the journey, is the activity card. Make sure you're filling this out as soon as you can when you've got some of these things active, so that you can start to do it. Now, if you get to a position like me right here, where you can see I've kind of filled up all the ones I've got some of these here completed, but there's no stamps with them on. You can finish your card, but if you've got wild stamps, which you get very regularly, you want to try and make this board work fully, because it is going to be very, very beneficial and a huge, huge XP boost to finish off the whole thing. As you can see there, we've already gained a level. We're going to go ahead and do the rest of these as well, and you'll see that it gives us a very, very good chunk of XP, and then we can go ahead and finish that card and move on to the next one. Good chunk of XP for finishing it, and there we go, we're back onto the next one. So that's going to be the fastest way you can sort of level yourself up, and as I say there, you're going to get some great rewards, so don't miss out on that. Okay, so that is going to be it for the top 10 mistakes holding you back in New World Aeternum. If this video has helped you learn something new or reminded you of something you might have forgotten, please do drop me a like and a subscribe down below if you've enjoyed it. Also, let me know in the comments which one of these was the most helpful, or if you think I've missed something that could be holding players back in New World Aeternum, let me know that down below in the comments as well. Other than that, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you again very shortly in a brand new upload. Take care, and peace.